Asia. Hey buddy, it's me, your future self. Listen, I just wanted to let you know that although this is my last night and we're going home tomorrow, you are just now starting your F.A.T trip, and I wanted to warn you, the story you thought you were going to tell, yeah, you're not going to tell that story. But don't worry, you are about to go through some crazy this weekend, and believe me, this story is much better. Anyway, just thought you should know. Love you. All right, so we're pretty much finishing up the Florida Adventure Trail, and we are on our way to meet up with Overlanding, Sunshine State Adventure Company, Adventure with Danon, Ron, Dennis. What I'm really excited about, though, is that instead of taking the Jeep like you've seen in my past videos, we are taking my wife's 4Runner for the very first time. We kind of don't have some of the creature comforts that I have on the Jeep, where I have an entire system pretty much laid out. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but I kind of miss when things are still in this infancy stage, right? Like when we don't have a full system yet, because these are the trips where we learn. No rooftop tent. We're going to be sleeping in the vehicle. We're going to see how that goes. Brought a couple of sleeping pads, and we bought a ton of blankets. But yeah, let's just get to camp, and let's link up with everybody there. All right, so we made it to Tupelo Campground. It's a really, really nice campground, except that it is cold. We're getting these gusts of wind that's just coming in from the river over there, and it's making the temperatures drop dramatically. Danon's here already. They're way down over there, and I think it'll be a fun weekend regardless. It should warm up through the weekend supposedly, and it's going to be warm during the day. But the night's going to be a little bit of a struggle. Stay tuned. Alright, so quick camping hack, right? One of the things that I forgot to bring with me are stakes that I normally would use to tie the bathroom situation down. My wife asked for something to stake it down with, and I do have my tools, so she used an Allen key. It works. So I'm over here with Brad from Overlanding, and today we're going to play a little game.
Okay.
We're going to play a game called Where Are You Going With This? And I'm going to say something, and you have to try to guess where I'm going with this. All right?
All right.
So, do you know that I did a mod on the 4Runner?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know where I'm going with this?
No.
So then, I went and got a bumper put on the 4Runner. Do you know where I'm going with this?
You lost your bumper already.
No, still there. It looks good.
Still there. Does look good.
And then I tried to install lights on the bumper.
You did. Yep.
What happened there?
The lights didn't fit.
Okay, so Lightforce is sending me new lights.
Oh yeah?
Where am I going with this?
You're gonna have some extra lights.
So I spoke to Lightforce, and they agreed, if you would like, you will now own the Genesis.
Oh, I would like.
Do you want them or not?
Yes.
But you have to create content for this.
Easy day.
But they now belong to you because I spoke to them.
Thank you, Asia. Thank you, Light Force.
And
Bro, if I had hands, I'd hug you.
okay. Well, I hope you enjoy them.
I love you.
What do you think, brother?
I'm blown away.
sexy, right?
Super sexy AF, as the kids say. Bussin', I think.
About 10:30 at night, and Brad just texted the group chat asking if anyone is still awake. He said that they might be rolling out. One of his daughters just puked and isn't looking so hot. We got somebody who's sick in one of the rigs, so we're able to use the My Medic kit to get it checked out. Overlandaroos, Brad, one of his daughters, is not feeling good at all, and she was throwing up, something like that, so checked her temp and gave her some meds and that type of thing. Hopefully they feel better. I don't know if they're going to be leaving tonight and getting her back home. It's kind of sad to see them go, because obviously we want to share the last part of the F.A.T with them, but you know, family first. Hopefully they'll be okay. Hopefully the meds will help. Hopefully I'll wake up tomorrow and they did not leave and decided to stay, but gotta do what you gotta do. Good night. Wind is picking up again. It was calm this morning. We thought we had some sort of break, and now the wind is picking back up. It was nice and toasty in the Forerunner last night. Surprisingly, we had the heater going in there, and it was nice. It was an electric heater. We didn't put a buddy heater in there or anything. Overlandaroos, they all left, but Brad said he might be coming back later tonight. But we're gonna hit some trails, have some fun, heading back towards where we live, weirdly enough. Over to Eglin and Blackwater. So we'll see you guys on the trail. Before we leave,
No.
Ben,
But I keep finding
It is a little hot. It's a little hot in here.
it's just oh my god. It is freaking
Are
hot
you
as shit.
I can't wait for today, man.
Oh my god, it's gonna be an awesome.
Who made them? Was it Ben or Asia? Because
I designed.
Well, he designed and I made, so it worked out
It's a
perfectly.
collaborative effort.
The great thing is, we met for the first time last night. It was even better.
John, tell us a little bit of story about these shirts here.
I think everybody wants
So-
a shirt now.
a couple years ago, I may or may not have...
That long ago?
Yeah.
It's been at least 2 years.
I did a river crossing that was way deeper than I thought it was, and it shorted out a few things. One of them being the passenger side rear brake light harness.
Oh.
And I've just never fixed it because I haven't gotten pulled over yet. And these buffoons, and by that I mean all of you, think it's hilarious all the time.
It is.
And then, because the internet's terrible, Asia and Ben met each other, and now they troll me collectively.
Well,
Bill
don't let
Gates,
anyone
you
know
know,
that I also have the
conspiracy
same
theories.
problem with my Rover.
This plan went into effect.
This is Jack. Everybody say hi to Jack.
Hi, Jack.
So Jack designed the route that we're going to take from here to get us to Eglin. When I first started doing this whole thing, building this route 6 years ago, one of the problems I ran into was all the connector routes. The hard part was keeping the pavement level down between the areas. And the biggest span of property that's all private land in all of Florida is between Apalachicola and Eglin. So he hopped on his KLR, mapped the whole thing out, and it's awesome. Like, we're going to hit some really cool stuff, so I'll let you talk about what we're going to do today.
Yeah, so once we get out of Bluntstown, we'll head south down the highway a little bit. I think it's like 12 miles. We'll turn on dirt roads. It's basically public dirt roads, but they're cool, long, flat, awesome dirt roads.
Really scenic, yeah.
It'll take us, we'll cross Highway 231, and then we'll turn up into Eglin Creek Wildlife Management Area. We're going to go through this community called Sunny Hills that looks like a post-apocalyptic ghost town. There's a story to that I'll share with y'all later. And then it's basically just county back roads all the way over to Eglin.
All right, let's roll.
So all these street signs and street names were all made here thinking that they're going to be building on it, and then nothing ever transpired.
You just imagine the amount of money that was invested into the infrastructure of this area.
It's very eerie.
It is, man, it is. My Geiger counter is picking up.
This type of thing fascinates me, man. Like, this whole area, I mean, this place is huge, and there's roads built out, there's street names. It's just, there's no houses. It's just roads and stop signs and street names, and like something was supposed to be built here and it never was. And so after a while, you see all these roads are just a mess. It's like a ghost town without any signs that people lived here before. It was almost like the dream that never was. Brad's finally making it back. Where you at, bro?
I think I'm ahead of you. Yeah, I think I see you up there. Yeah, I'll slow down. Wait for you guys to catch up.
Alright, so we are at the plane crash. This is what I've kind of been looking forward to for a while. And this isn't really even far from where we live, and yet I have never got a chance to check it out. So we're going to go take a look at it. Part of a little cool thing you get to see on the Florida Adventure Trail. So that was actually pretty cool. One of the coolest things I've seen in a while. Very historic. Now we're going to go hit some trails and then head to camp. We're not going to get to camp till night anyway, so we figured let's get some trailing done until we get there. We got a lot more vehicles now. We have, I believe, we're up to 10. It just continues to grow, so this should be interesting and fun. We're stuck.
Hey, I don't know if we can get the boards underneath them. He's pretty centered in this mud hole. We had one of our first trips. We had our other buddy that's got one of these legs.
Everyone clear? Clear! We're the ones moving here.
Oh my god, I'm moving!
Yeah, it's heard it's going.
It's literally dragging the 4Runner?
Yeah,
Yes.
about
Yeah.
Can you pull it in?
I guess so, probably.
I'll tell you when to do it. You're just gonna kind of like go in reverse as quickly as you feel comfortable going.
Oh, look at that.
All right, so you're just gonna start going in reverse, and you'll feel that tension on the rope. Keep going a little bit faster than that. More faster. Put it in reverse now, and you're gonna pull forward, okay? And then you're gonna go in reverse faster. Okay. All right, go ahead and go in reverse, Ben. Fast reverse. Go fast.
Do I need to be in like four high,
4 low. You can go to 4 low,
Yeah,
yeah.
4 low lockers.
You're basically just bouncing him out of there.
All right, Ben, you ready?
Just go in reverse, nice and good, just like you did. That was a good amount of pace. All right, you got it.
Ben,
All right,
go.
Ben on the gas.
Go!
Yay! There we go.
Hey!
All right, good.
Dude, that was pretty awesome.
Everybody just needs to go to the left.
I'm going to the center.
Well, yeah, you go.
Yeah, they have.
Want to tell Harbor Freight to use their shackle?
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
shot himself in the face with a bungee cord. And now
man.
he's bleeding.
Trying to give her some light here.
All right, Brad is over there getting tended to. I'm gonna have to pull out my medic kit for the second time this trip. They need glue and they need steri strips. We'll see if we have anything in here that will help.
You're good. Hey, can you call Kaylin?
Yeah.
Just let her know.
Okay, what else do we have for for suture? Yeah.
I got OPAs.
Well, let me see if I got
Well,
one in my
secures
trauma
airway.
kit. Okay.
I'm gonna secure your airway, bro. That's all I know is ABCs.
Go on, tell her I'm fine.
But yeah, he's fine. He's like, tell her I'm fine. But yeah, it's just a little cut, but they're gonna. Luckily, we have a PA, a nurse, a guy with a great big bag of everything, and a bunch of people who wish they knew what was going on.
Do we still have the rest of that wash bottle?
Yeah.
Just the
And we have more wash here too.
And then the gauze.
No more gauze.
Oh my gosh. Do you have any more gauze?
I have gauze, yeah.
Yeah.
Which gauze do you want here? You want this gauze, bleeding control dressing. Which one do you want? Huh?
4x4.
This is a 2x2, 4x4.
Square ones or.
There you go. There's a 4x4 in there.
By the big container full.
But you know what though? We all got to use our skills.
Not me.
Let me get some more light. Yeah, let me run his platelets real quick.
Let me get a CBC, a CMP. Let me see if his coags are okay. Let me get a scan of his head to make sure
Chris
there's
was like,
no.
let me sit for him.
Does he have a pulse? Can I get some vitals, please?
Still bleeding?
Oh yeah, he's still gonna bleed until we close this.
Super vascular.
Yeah, Dennis doesn't even know.
Antibiotic tablet.
I mean, that
You know, Eris, he fell and he has a scar here.
Yeah.
And so I did the same thing, steri strip. It's like medical grade glue.
Okay.
Like the new skin. Right, here we go. Jealous of Jessica. It might start to burn and sting as it starts to settle in.
Okay.
But I'm gonna get some of your eyebrow, so it's gonna get stuck to this too, okay?
Yeah, you're gonna lose some eyebrow hair.
I'm already losing all my other hair.
It'll just kind of fade in. I'm there with you.
Fade to the face.
We need to recap badly. Last night was interesting, to say the least. We got driven through a restricted area of the military base on Eglin. And it's not on the F.A.T trails like on the GPX file, so don't worry about that. Like, you won't be running through that. One of the roads were closed, and one of the guys here who knew the area said, "Hey, we could drive right through here," and went through that when we shouldn't have, and before you know it, we were swarmed by military police and regular police, and they checked everybody to make sure that we had our passes. In fact, if you're going to be doing the Florida Adventure Trail, when you go through Eglin, you are going to need to apply for a pass. We went through and they checked all of our passes. We were all in compliance, which was good, and so they didn't fine us. But there was a military training operations thing going on at the time. I mean, you're talking 10 rigs being talked to by military police for about a good hour, and they were super cool, but they said had we been there during the time that they were doing their training, which was about to start, just a minute later, and he said we would be in handcuffs right now. So thank God we got out of that safely. Then on the way to camp, from there to the campsite, one of our friends got stuck, and I had to be the one to, well, not me, my wife had to be the one to winch him out because we were the ones right behind him. And then we get to camp, and then Brad from Overlanding was emptying stuff from his cargo area of his Jeep, and one of the bungee cords he forgot was there snapped back, and the end part hit him in the eye, and he was bleeding profusely. And then my wife again came, and her, along with Ron and Risa, who are basically medical professionals, they sat there and used all the My Medic kits we had on hand to get that bleeding to stop, and she was able to close up the wound. I think my wife is the MVP of this trip. I mean, it's fitting, right? Like, this is the last leg of the Florida Adventure Trail, and of course it's going to be filled with some insane stuff. I mean, this was interesting. This was, and these are those kind of stories that you're going to remember like forever. So my son just brought this up to me. Check this out. We were literally sleeping next to a graveyard. This whole time there's a grave back here.
This is creepy.
Whoa. I mean, this is the grave right here,
October 1851,
and the rigs are
December
right there.
13th, 19th.
That's a first.
Let's go!
The short story long is that if you're ever on Eglin, don't use Google Maps and don't follow anybody with the name Mitch. We love Mitch, but he almost got us arrested. We left the C-123 provider crash to head to our campsite, and Mitch put into Google Maps the most direct way to get to camp, and it took us directly through the ranger station, which was about 5 minutes away from doing an active training scenario. And so all of us got pulled over. They checked all of our IDs and permits and all of that stuff, and they were super chill and very kind and let us off with just a warning. We diverted off of the Florida Adventure Trail for no reason and ended up in the ranger station. So if you just follow the yellow brick road or the blue brick road, you will not end up where we ended up. Just stay on the Florida Adventure Trail route and you won't have any of the problems we had last night.
It's late, it's dark, we're ready to get to camp, and we're having to take some pretty crazy trails to get there. And I have John and Mitch in front of me. Both of them have 35s on their vehicles, and they can go through just about anything. And Mitch also likes to talk a lot on the radio, so they blew through this mud pit, not even thinking about it because their vehicles are so high. And I took my LX 470 through there and got stuck. Asia and Jess were behind me. They hooked up their winch. LX 470s are not light feathers. I was pulling the Forerunner forward instead of them pulling me. But then John had some amazing
Voodoo kinetic rope.
Voodoo kinetic rope, and apparently.
Not sponsored.
Yeah. And so they were able to pull me out, which was awesome. And actually, that's the first time I've ever been stuck. I've done the Cat in Kentucky with like gnarly, crazy mud, never been stuck. I get stuck in this.
We get into camp and we're gathered around a
but not next to a rig.
A rock fire pit that you normally would, and we had 10 rigs and 10 times 2 is like 25 people up there. We weren't able to all fit around this fire pit effectively, so everyone could get warm. So John and I had the brilliant idea that we'd go grab my solo stove, set up a second fire pit so we could all hang out, get warm, and just continue having some good fellowship around the fire. Lo and behold, I walked over to the back of my truck in the dark, no flashlights, and I grabbed a hold of my camping bin, which just houses all my stuff. On top, bungee corded to the top, incidentally, is my first aid kit and a couple other things. And when I grabbed that, I guess I grabbed the bungee cord. I don't know, it was dark, but it popped off that thing at about 1,000 miles an hour. You could hear it whip towards my face and just smack right above my eye. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but
ew.
Yeah, it smacked me pretty good, cut me open into like an X or a W shape, to the point where I would need stitches, and my face was just pouring blood. And then Asia's wife, your wife Jess, came over and with the help of Risa and Jack, the firefighter, just took really, really good care of me. Did some first aid out in the middle of the campsite, and probably gave me better treatment care than I would have gotten anywhere else.
And that's it, the end of the Florida Adventure Trail, and there could not have been a better finish line than here. Just look at this place. You know, I had a different video planned for this, man. I was gonna talk about the Forerunner and how we packed it out versus how we pack out the Jeep, and what mods we're gonna need to do next to make camp life easier. What I was not expecting to talk about were the medical emergencies. Kids are getting sick, getting pulled over by military and the police, winching someone out in the dark, having to fix a laceration. But if you can manage to survive all that, these somehow become the best memories. These are the type of things that we're gonna talk about for years to come, where we say things like, man, you remember that time we had to pull out all of our medical kits just to get you to stop bleeding? You get enough good people together with different skill sets and put them in an environment that will challenge them, and I can guarantee you the story will reveal itself. And I don't think I could have done the Florida Adventure Trail without these guys. Brad and Kaylin with Overlandaroos, John with Sunshine State Adventure Company, Danon with Adventures with Danon, and my friends Dennis and Chrysalin, Ron and Risa, and then all the guys that joined up on this last leg, from Ben to Mitch to Jack to our two friends Chris and Chris. And I remember just looking in the rear view mirror and seeing 11 rigs go down the trail, and it's like, that is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. But that's what it's all about. It's not about the rigs, it's not about the gear, it's not about who has the better rooftop tent. This is about sharing a bonding experience and being able to discover places that not many people can go. And if that's for you, then the Florida Adventure Trail will give you everything. It will give you the challenges. It will give you the scenic views. It will give you the amazing camp spots like you see here. I implore you to gather people. In fact, I challenge you to gather people you barely know and go explore these trails. And I can guarantee you that by the end of it, you will make some lifelong friends. I'm looking at all these guys, and I know that these are going to be my family for many, many years based on what we've gone through together. And this is everything, man. This is everything. The Florida Adventure Trail. And like Brad said to me around the campfire last night, this is just the end of the beginning. I can't wait to see where we go next.
You guys, wait up! Wait up! I need to work out.